Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the world of boxing. If you guys haven't checked out episode 96, it is now available on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So if you have not watched or listened to episode 96, it's available on all four of those platforms. And in this bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrance Crawford, officially set to fight each other in an undisputed championship fight this summer. So multiple reports yesterday morning were reported and indicated that Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrance Crawford will be happening this summer, June 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada, setting up for a unforgettable, undisputed welterweight championship collision between the two respective fighters. The reports are indicating an official announcement it will be made during the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia pay-per-view card. So at some point during that night, we're going to see the announcement of Errol Spence versus Terrance Crawford officially be announced. And it's looking like this fight's going to take place on Showtime/PBC Productions, since Terrance Crawford is a free agent and Errol Spence is signed with Showtime and PBC. If this fight happens, Al Heyman deserves to be claimed as the best promoter of the year. In my opinion, he's already the best promoter in boxing, but Al Heyman is already responsible for giving us Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia this year. He's also responsible for giving us David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant this year. And he's also giving us the luxury and the green light to have Stephen Fulton go on to Top Rank and defend his unified championships in a collision and a huge historic fight against Inoue later on during the summer. So, and then you add the icing on the cake of Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford being made. Al Heyman, hands down, deserves to be claimed as the promoter of the year this year in the world of boxing. To me, this fight between Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford is the biggest fight to make in boxing. If you guys follow the podcast, I have said that Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia is the Super Bowl of boxing this year if Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford is not announced, and we do not see that fight happen this year. However, the tables have turned, and a special that Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight is going to be, this was the fight to be made in boxing. Not only will Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford be the biggest fight in boxing, but it will be the biggest fight in combat sports this year. Yes, I've already acknowledged how special Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia will be. And I understand that UFC is a combat sport. UFC deserves all the credit in the world. Dana White produces banger after banger after banger pay-per-view cards on a regular basis. But there is no fight in boxing, no fight in UFC that's going to be bigger than Errol Spence versus Terrance Crawford in an undisputed welterweight championship collision. This is going to be the biggest fight in combat sports, and this is the biggest fight that the world of boxing has seen since Floyd Mayweather has fought Manny Pacquiao, dating all the way back to 2015. So this is going to be a huge showdown, and definitely a great time to be a boxing fan. Definitely a great time to to follow the sport if you haven't yet already. 2023 is shaping up to be an unforgettable year in the sport of boxing. So the two, when Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford fight each other during the summertime, we're going to see the two best welterweights in the sport fighting each other to become the king of the welterweight division, to prove who is the best fighter at 147 pounds. And I do believe the winner of this fight will walk away not only as the undisputed champion in the welterweight division, but I do believe that they will be the best fighter in the world, the pound-for-pound king in the world of boxing. You have two sides of the story. This is a fight that's been years and years in the making. You have Errol Spence has proven with his resume, to my opinion, he is right now the best welterweight in the division. Welterweight in the division. He is currently the unified champion, holding 3 out of 4 of the most important belts in this division, holding the WBC belt, holding the IBF championship, and the WBA championship. His resume is top-notch in the welterweight division. And there's nobody, when you talk about beating the best at 147 pounds, nobody has the resume that Errol Spence truly has. He beat Mikey Garcia. He beat Sean Porter. He beat Danny Garcia. And he beat Ugas on his quest to being a unified welterweight champion in this division. Meanwhile, Terrance Crawford, in my eyes, is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. If you guys look back at my list a few months ago that I made, I put Terrance Crawford #1 on my pound-for-pound list. And I do believe that he is the best fighter in the world today. Being a multiple-time world champion in 3 different weight classes, holding the the WBO championship in the welterweight division. He's had his hands on that championship for a very long time. The fight, this is the fight that the boxing fans truly have been waiting for. This is truly the fight that I've been waiting for. If you guys have followed the podcast, I said in a few times that this year will be a special year in the world of boxing, and this was the biggest fight to be made. This is going to be the biggest fight in combat sports in the calendar year 2023. You can book it, you can date it, you can save the receipts. But there's no fight in boxing, and there's no fight in the UFC that will be bigger than an Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford undisputed welterweight championship collision. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.